If I was to do a haul for all the Kindle books I've bought, yeah, I feel like I'd be calling myself out because I don't tend to read them often. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and today we are doing my spring book haul. We're just going to get straight into it. You know what a book haul is. Grab yourselves a beverage, let me know what's the most recent book you've picked up, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. We're actually going to start off with two books that I picked up today. I used a gift card from my dad for my birthday, and that is A Letter from the Lonesome Shore by Sylvie Catherall. This is the second book in a duology, The Sunken Archive. I think it's meant to be a duology. The first book was A Letter to the Luminous Deep, and I really loved it. It's a very slow-paced, cozy fantasy. We're following this story that is unraveled through letters. So the two main characters that we're seeing this story unfold has actually gone missing. We've got their siblings trying to piece together what happened in the lead up to them going missing. So they have been swapping letters, and it's beautiful. You're seeing this wonderful love story slowly unfurl across its pages, as well as this mystery of the ocean. This world is set on, like, there's only a tiny piece of land left, so most things are having to deal with being above water in some form without land to support it, or living underwater as one of the characters does. And I think it is beautiful. It's so imaginative, it's very slow and just heartwarming. I really enjoyed it. This is done in epistolary format as well, and I just really cannot wait to read this second book. And I'm actually going to be reading it very, very soon, because this is part of my new releases video that's coming to you the middle of June. We've got a video coming out for that, because this is a book that was released on the 6th of May, so it's part of my May new releases video, and I really, really cannot wait. I'm so excited to get to this one. And then my partner picked me up Victorian Psycho by Virginia Fito, again for my birthday, and this is a book that I've been really excited to read, not only because it's going to be a buddy read with Lexi, which I'm so excited about. I'll have a channel linked below. The premise of this book sounds absolutely amazing. We're following this governess who's like, yes, I'm going to be the perfect Victorian governess, but those intrusive thoughts, they might be taken over. It's only a short book. It's actually under 200 pages, which I wasn't expecting, but I'm so excited to read this one, and I adore this cover so much. I think it is gorgeous. And then we have a few gifts. So this is one that Denise got me, so thank you so much. And this is How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. I have read this book and love it. I read it on Kindle and knew that I wanted a physical copy for my shelves because of the gorgeous illustrations throughout this book. Like, it is filled with wonderful illustrations, which, let's face it, the Kindle just doesn't do justice to. And this is a short story collection that is set in the world of the Folk of the Air trilogy, and I loved it. I thought it was so wonderful. It's just beautiful writing, and I just, yeah, I love it. I mean, I love Holly Black's writing in general, so having that illustrated, it was wonderful. So thank you so much for that. I then have two books from Heidi, so thank you so much, Heidi. She gifted me two books for my birthday, and they are two of her favourites. One of them is Nemesis by Agatha Christie. This is, I think it's the 9th book in the Miss Marple series. For those of you that don't know, I am making my way through the Miss Marple books in order. Really excited to get to this one, especially now I know it's one of Heidi's favourites. They're just cozy murder mysteries. I mean, it's Agatha Christie. I don't think they need an introduction, but yeah, really, really excited to get to this one. And then they also sent me their favourite book ever, which is a book they've recommended. So I have a Patreon TBR jar where they put in book recommendations from my physical TBR, as well as, if it's their first time, they get to put in a pick that I haven't read, that I don't own, but they really want me to read. And this was Heidi's. So it's The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield, and this one just seems like it's going to be a really gothic story. It's about an abandoned house, and we get two stories, potentially one in the past and then one in present day. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm really intrigued by this one. I think it's going to be very interesting. It says it's a riveting, multi-layered mystery that twists and turns and weaves a quiet, magical spell. And I really have been enjoying my more gothic horror books lately, so having a gothic book around an abandoned house and a mystery to do with the March family, it all sounds really fascinating. So really excited to get to this one. And then the last gift that I have is also from my partner, which is the Apothecary Diaries Volume 1. If you've been keeping up with my channel for the last few weeks, you would know I have been obsessed with Apothecary I can't pronounce the word properly, but you'd know I've been obsessed with the anime series, and so I wanted to get the manga and the light novel, and I just, so excited. So I've actually already read this one. This one covers the first 3 episodes of the anime series, and I love it. I love it so much. This is kind of like a cozy mystery anime series, sort of. We're following Momo, who ends up in the Rear Palace because of circumstances beyond her control, and she's put there as a washerwoman until she actually manages to solve a case of poisoning. They find out about that and she gets promoted, and every single like episode or like little chapter in here, I guess, is a different mystery that Momo is tangled up in that she's helping to solve, and I just really like it. Like, they're so fun and silly. There is a bit of an overarching plot line as we go through it, but I just have a lot of fun with it. Like, it's cozy and comforting, and I just really, really enjoy it. So yeah. And then I have a couple of books I got for free. One is from a free little library, which is Assassination Classroom Volume 1. This is another manga series that my partner recommended. This one, I think it's following a teacher whose students are trying to assassinate him, but he also really cares about them, and he's an alien, question mark? Like, I'm not really sure what's going on, but he recommended it, and when I saw that this is a pristine copy in a free library, I was like, well, I have to. So we're gonna give this one a try, and hopefully I like it. Also given to me free is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. This one was actually gifted to me by my local bookshop. It was damaged. They were going to be sending it back. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a tiny little mark here, but they were going to be sending it back to the supplier, and they asked, hey, have you read this one? I was like, no, not at all. So then they gave it to me. This one is a fantasy romance about a witch and a witch hunter, but it seems to be going down really well. Like, so many people are talking about it and loving it and really enjoying it. So I was interested in trying it, and then I got a copy for free. So I will eventually be giving this one a try, and hopefully I really like it. I think, is it Rainy that loves this one? There's been a lot, okay? A lot of the fantasy romance girlies are absolutely loving this book, so yeah, definitely worth giving a try, because I do like a nice fantasy romance every so often to break up what I've been reading. Not all the time, but every so often it's quite nice to break up your reads. So then I had some points to use up at my local bookshop, so I got myself Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. This is book 1 in, I'm not sure what this series is called. It's in an overarching series which T. Kingfisher tentatively calls the White Rat series, but this one is its own series in of itself with the Paladin series. I really like this book. Okay, it's great. I love it. This is kind of like a fantasy romance mystery. It's so much fun. It's got T. Kingfisher's signature humour, which is perfect. I really get on with T. Kingfisher's humour. I don't know what it is. Like, I know it's not for everyone, but I love it. And I feel like this book is really good for wanting a bit more than just a romance. So like, Sword Heart is also in this overarching series. You're meant to read Sword Heart before you get into this series. And Sword Heart, I would say, is very much just a fantasy romance fun rom-com time. This one is more of a mystery. You've got more of a plot line to it, so if that's what you were lacking in Sword Heart, this is the series that gives it to you. And in this one, we're following 2 different characters. We're following Grace, who is a perfumer, and Stephen, who is a paladin. They get tangled up in these murders that are happening where people are being decapitated. We also see their romance and see their individual struggles, and it's just a lot of fun. And then I purchased the second book because I love these new colours. Like, look at these together. Aren't they gorgeous? They are wonderful. I need to read this one. I wanted to purchase all 4 of these straight away. I love these covers so freaking much, but I showed restraint and I said to myself, when I finish reading this book, then I can read the third one, because as much as I want to read them back to back, I know that's not going to happen, because it goes with 1, my TBR game, and 2, what videos I'm putting out that month and things like this, so I can't always read everything when I want to read it. Plus, I think I would then become a little bit overwhelmed with reading so much fantasy, mystery, romance altogether, because there is an overarching plot line that we start in this one, which is going to be continued in this one, but we're following different characters with a new romance as well. So I'm very excited, because in this one we have a nun and a paladin, and I cannot wait. Each book in this series follows a different couple, but I think it connects together with the plot line. It's great. I love it. I love T. Kingfisher. What can I say? I actually have another T. Kingfisher book here somewhere, so we'll get to that one. But I do have a couple of manga. Now, I picked these up because in the month of June, it is the amazing readathon, which is hosted by Brie. I will have Brie linked below for you. And Lexi and I are co-hosts for the Still Watchers, but because it is a competitive-based readathon, I am going for really quick short books. That is my plan, because that way I can keep on top of things as well as doing my other video projects that I've got in the background and not feel too overwhelmed by it all. So I picked up some manga to help with that. We have Promised Neverland, Volume 7 and 8. I really love the Promised Neverland. In this one, we're following a group of children that are at this orphanage, and everything seems absolutely wonderful until one day we find out the dark, deadly truth around this orphanage, and things go from there, and it is not good. It's dark, check trigger warnings, but I absolutely love it. And then we have the light novel of Apothecary Diaries, which of course I want to be reading. So it's actually the light novel that came first that then got adapted into manga and anime. I'm so intrigued to see what I think about this one. Like I'm so excited, and we've got like artwork and everything. This will be my first light novel. And I'm very, very excited to give this one a read. I really can't wait. I'm so excited. So the story is by Natsu Hyuga, which I'm butchering pronunciations, I'm sorry, and the art is by Tuku Shino. Very excited about this, really cannot wait to read it, and hopefully I love it and I can carry on with whatever one. I'm missing a manga as well, but that's a bit further down as well. I really didn't organise my piles very well. But okay, another book I picked up is Shy Girl by Mia Ballard. And this one is a book that I picked up because of Jan, who absolutely loved this one, and I'm very intrigued. This one, we're following Gia, who is lonely, broke and depressed with a serious case of OCD, and finds herself at crossroads when her financial troubles lead her to Nathan, a mysterious affluent man who she encounters on a sugar dating website. So Nathan's like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out, it will be absolutely fine, but you've got to be a dog. I'm really intrigued to see where this is going to go. I think this is going to be a very weird book. I'm excited, and I just love this cover. Again, I think it is absolutely gorgeous. The other T. Kingfisher book, The Clockwork Boys, this is actually the start of the White Rat series. I've not read this one. I'm really intrigued, and it was £5 off, so how could I say no? This one, I don't know anything about it. I don't really want to know anything about it. I just know it's set within the world that I really like. And yeah, that's all I need to know, because it's T. Kingfisher, so I don't actually like going into T. Kingfisher books knowing too much. I know I'm going to enjoy them, so I just want to enjoy the experience rather than like expecting certain things to happen. Then we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, obviously the newest Hunger Games book. I did a whole reading vlog where I read the first Hunger Games book followed by this one, and it was great. This is a prequel telling Haymitch's story, and I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was so well done. Like, it was a very similar setup to the Hunger Games. You know, we've got Haymitch's name being called, we've got the trials, we've got all these different things, but it was so good. Like, I really loved it. I love the things that Suzanne Collins calls out, the things that she really makes you focus on. Like, I just really enjoyed this book. It was honestly a surprise. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, because don't get me wrong, like, I read the Hunger Games when they came out and everything, but they weren't anything like amazing to me. I just read them because everyone was reading them at the time. But this I really liked, and I don't think I would have the whole collection on my shelves, but I'm very happy I have one, and I really liked this story, so perfect. Then a random book I haven't heard anyone talking about that I just saw in the bookshop is My Heavenly Favourite by Lucas Ridgenfield, and this one's translated by Michelle Hutchinson. This one's going to be quite a difficult read. It deals with different taboos and social norms. Basically, it kind of reminds me a little bit like Lolita, sort of. So we have the summer of 2005, a local veterinarian becomes enraptured by a 14-year-old farmer's daughter, his favourite, as he tends to her father's cows. Going on from there. So I don't know what to expect, but it caught my attention. Figured why not give it a try. So that's what we're gonna do. Then we have a book I've already read, which is This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. I really enjoyed this one. I like Ashley Winstead as an author. It's one of the few thriller authors I do keep up with. And this one is about a true crime story. We're following a girl who's reeling from the death of her father, doesn't really know how to process the grief and everything, and so she dives straight into true crime, becomes obsessed with it to the point where it's affecting her work and the rest of her life. Just kind of goes from there. I really enjoyed it. It's not going to be for everyone, but I guess because I I just get on with Ashley Webster's writing style, and I really enjoyed the twists and turns that this book took. I feel like some of it was predictable, but it was well done. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. Then we have another book that I've read recently, which is The 450 from Paddington by Agatha Christie. This I read as an exclusive Patreon video as a solve along, so I was reading and attempting to solve it, which I did not do. I did not see that coming at all. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really fun following somebody that saw a murder on a train. So she saw it on another train as they're traveling in different directions. I think it was different directions. Anyway, one train, she catches the glimpse of the murder happening. Nobody believes her, and she's just like, I'm gonna go to my friend who will believe me, which is Miss Marple, and it goes from there. I did enjoy this one as much as I did not solve it and did not see that coming at all. I did really enjoy it, and that video is available to my highest tier Patreons, the Rocking Chairs. The manga! I found another one! So Apothecary Diaries Volume 2. As I've already spoken about several times, I love it, it's great. Volume 2, really excited to continue on. That's the last manga though. Then we have The Butcher of the Forest by Premi Mohammed. This is one that I picked up during another exclusive Patreon video where I did like a book shopping day, and oh, it was great. I loved it. So it was like meant to be an ultimate bookish video. We did reading journal setup, we went book shopping and all of this stuff. It was really good. I really enjoyed filming it, and this is one of the ones I picked up. This has been on my radar for a little while. It's a short little novella following this main character, Varys, who gets sent into these really dark, dangerous woods, and I'm very intrigued and potentially going to be reading this soon for the Amazing Readathon. Then we have a horror book, The Lamb by Lucy Rose, picked up in the same video as The Butcher of the Forest. Love this book. I've already read it. 5-star read, is going to stay with me forever. It annotated so much in this one. I think it was wonderful, really well done, very emotive, and just brilliant. It really looks at the relationship between mother and daughter. It uses cannibalism as a metaphor, and it's just so well done. Again, it's not for everyone, it's quite slow moving, but I loved it. I thought it was so good. It is a book that is going to stay with me for such a long time. It is one of the few 5 stars I have given out this year. I really enjoyed it. I will have the vlog where I read this one linked below because I go into a lot more detail for my thoughts, but fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Then we have my very first Everend book. I'm so excited for this. This is gorgeous. I love this. Now, I've not read this book. It's The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. This was a book that was a contender to be read during my new releases, but then a few other books pushed it out the way. But I still really wanted to get myself a copy, but I was just debating, do I wait? Do I wait for it in paperback? I'm not sure. But then I saw this and I was like, you know what? I've been loving horror, and this was only £20. And if I wanted to buy it in the bookshops, it was £22. And so I'm just like, it's worth it. It's worth it to me to pay £2 less to get an exclusive edition that is gorgeous with bonus content. Like, yes, I'm sorry, yes. I mean, I did have to pay for shipping on top of that, but in the end, if you take the shipping, I've paid £2 more than what I would have spent in the shops for an exclusive edition. I am very happy with that. I think it is fantastic. And they've also got a sci-fi one, and I'm very tempted to get the May book, but I think I'm going to read it. I've got it on Kindle, so I'm going to read it first to see if I want a physical copy, because again, I checked the shops today, and that one is Mira Grant's new book, Overgrowth, and that one's £22 in store. And £20 with this. It's part of Illumicrate got their own sci-fi one, which is done every 3 months, and a horror one every 3 months. I'm now on the wait list for both, but they also do it where you can just buy the box. Yeah. I'm loving it. I am so obsessed. So I think we're going to be seeing more of these as they come out. Really excited for this one. I don't know what it's about. I think it's just we have these kids that are in the woods and they find this staircase. One of them goes up and never comes back, because like there's a door at the top of the staircase, portal world, and I think how many years later is it? 20 years later the staircase has reappeared, and we're going to find out what happened. I love a good portal story, so the fact that this is going to be a horror book, I'm really excited. Obviously if I like Chuck Wendig, I can then try some of their other work. I'm intrigued. I think it's going to be good. I have high hopes, so yeah, that was really good. Okay, then we've got a sci-fi book which just yeah, wasn't that great. I was very excited about it, and that is Exordia by Seth Dickinson. I read this one recently. I really tried with this book. Honestly, should have DNF'd it, but I really wanted to love it because it's by an author that I like. So Seth Dickinson is the author that did the Traitor Barrow Cormorant series. I love that first book. I still need to continue on with the series, but I genuinely love it. I love the writing style. I think it is wonderful. This was not it. So this is a sci-fi. It's meant to be like a first contact, and what you get on the back of the synopsis is just what happens in part 1, and then everything changes. Part 2 we changed character, part 3 we changed character again, but we get backstories for each and every single character. It's info dumpy, it's military heavy. It just, oh, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed, and I really tried gaslighting myself into liking this. I tried the audiobook as well, and at the end of it, like, it just didn't work. So I think this one's going to be an unhaul at the end of the day. Like, I really want to keep it because I really wanted to love it, and there are elements of this book which I liked. Like, I really liked the first part. I liked the interaction with the alien Siren. Like, I loved all of that. We just don't get enough of it, and then it goes on this massive tangent about how bad the military is, and while, yeah, sure, that's not the book I want to read. So yeah, I'm bummed about this one. So never mind. Then we've got a couple of other new releases, which the video for this one came out a couple weeks ago, where I read When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. My other 5-star for the year. Oh my god, I loved this book so freaking much. Like, this was great. I was hesitant. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but loved it. I cannot wait to read more Nat Cassidy. Really enjoyed this book. We're following Jess, who finds this little boy when she's coming home from work, and he's clearly in distress, so she's like, I'm gonna help him. That choice right there messes things up for her. No matter where they go, there are problems. Big bad things are after them everywhere they go, and it is so good. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was fantastic, and I cannot wait to read more Nat Cassidy. The twist, the turns, the heartbreak, fantastic. Absolutely loved this book. 5 stars. And then the other one I did read 2 others. I read this one and one more, but the other one is on Kindle, and I don't do haul Kindle books because honestly, if I was to do a haul for all the Kindle books I've bought, yeah, I feel like I'd be calling myself out because I don't tend to read them often unless they are the new releases. Otherwise, my Kindle TBR just kind of gets left behind on the wayside. We have Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man by Jessie Sotano. This one is the second book in the Vera Wong series. It takes place a year after the first book, and you need to read the first book first. This one feels a bit more like a series though. I would say the first book you can read as a standalone and it's absolutely fine. This book feels like it's going to continue on with the series. The epilogue sets up another, like, where the mystery is going to take place and everything. I enjoyed this one. It's just fun to be back with Vera, having fun, getting dragged along in the different things that she's getting up to, which honestly she should not be, and it's so ridiculous, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I have so much fun with Vera as a character, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And this one, there's a lot of focus around social media in this book. Some of it is quite unbelievable, but that's fine. Yeah, it also tackles another topic, not something I've seen in many books on having that topic, which I'm not going to say about because it is a big spoiler for the book, but I just think it was an interesting turn that it took while still maintaining some of that lightness, but not quite as light as the first book. I would say the first book is a lot more funnier and light-hearted than this one, although we still get that humour from Vera in this. There is also a very similar setup to the first book, so that could annoy people. I would say make sure you have a bit of space between the 2 books, but I also don't mind it because I love Vera as a character, so I am more than happy to just roll with whatever she gets up to. Then we have The Geographer's Map to Romance by India Holton. This is the second book in, I think, is it the Love's Academic series? I read the first one, The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, and had such a fun time. It is so ridiculous. If you want a ridiculous rom-com, then you need to try India Holton, because I've tried this series, I've also tried their other series. I've read one book from that one, and they are just fun, hilarious, silly times. They're so ridiculous and they're so funny, and I like the fact that this one actually in both series we've got kind of like Victorian sensibilities, but with the most backwards things happening, and it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's such a fun time. Then we've got 2 books that are part of a read-along that's happening, so by the time this video comes out I should have already read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, but at the time of filming this I haven't started it yet. But there is a read-along being hosted by Rainey Hermione and Leandra for the Jurassic Park series, and I'm so excited because I've never read the books. I've watched the films. There's also a watch along happening, which is awesome, but I've not actually read the books, so I'm really intrigued to see what I think. So we have Jurassic Park and The Lost World. I got these in a little like bundle, and I'm really excited to read these, see what I think. Hopefully I like them, but yeah, I'm excited. If you don't know what Jurassic Park is, where have you been? But this is basically, we get scientists that go work out how to recreate dinosaurs, and in their supreme knowledge, they of course do this and open a theme park. Like, what is wrong with people? It says, on a remote jungle island, genetic engineers have created a dinosaur game park, because you know, that's something that can't go wrong. What could possibly go wrong, honestly? But yeah, very excited to be reading those. And then I have last two books, which are both new fantasy releases. So we have A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. This one is the second book in a series. I've got no idea what the series is called, but it's a Sherlockian fantasy mystery series. I loved it. So I recently reread The Tainted Cup, which is the first book, and in that one we're following Anna and Din. Well, we're only following Din. Din is like the Watson character, and Anna is the Sherlock character, and I love it. You can really see the influences from Sherlock Holmes within the book, but it's a really unique, interesting world filled with biotechnology, and I love the world. I think the world building is absolutely amazing. And we have Leviathans as well that are constantly trying to break down the seawall and wreak havoc everywhere. Think Pacific Rim, which I know, I'm sorry, for anyone that watches my videos consistently, you must get so frustrated with how often I repeat things. Once the connections are made, I'm like, yeah, that's what you're like, and that is what I'm sticking to. But the mystery in that first book is we have a tree that's exploded out of someone, and they've got to like work out what the hell's happened. The second book, I've got no idea what's going to happen. Leandra's already read it, and she did say there is a whole separate mystery, which is great, and she really liked how each mystery is wrapped up in of itself, and there are some overarching little things to do with like politics and things like this going on, but in a way that you could still have the mystery be self-contained, which I'm very excited about. And then we have the last book in a trilogy, which is The Book That Held Her Heart by Mark Lawrence, and this is it the Library series? Yeah, the Library trilogy. I really enjoyed this. This is my favourite Mark Lawrence book ever. Love this book so much. It was so well done. So in that book we're following two main characters. The first book, we're following two main characters. We've got Livara and Eva. Livara lives out on the dust until one day her community is attacked by these enemies. Oh, Hermione. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so they're attacked by enemies, and so then Livara's people, they have to go into the town, like the city. However, there they are constantly looked down upon because, you know, they're dust people and all of this. So she deals with a lot of racism. Then we have Eva's perspective, who lives in a library. He's trying to escape. He's living with his family, hiding away from enemies. And what's interesting is Livara, well, she's gone to work in a library, and it's where the world develops and the storylines converge. It is so masterfully done. I absolutely love it. I've probably done a butchered actually describing everything that happened. To be fair, I should probably reread books 1 and 2 before I go into this one. Will I do that? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like I'm too impatient. What I like to do is read them as they come out, and then once the series is finished, I will then reread the whole series. That's what I prefer to do, because even though it means that I miss things on first read, because I mean, as proven by The Tainted Cup, rereading that book before this I think is going to be really good for those politics and things, and like the world building and some theories and stuff that I have. Generally speaking, I'm normally too impatient to do that, and I'm like, let me just read this book now, and then I'll reread the series and do it closer together so I actually pick up on all those little details. But really recommend this series. If you are looking for a new fantasy series, this is one I'd recommend, and that's coming from someone that is struggling with fantasy at the minute. A lot of the fantasy books that I've been reading I just haven't been in the mood for, haven't been as interested in, but I can say honestly the Mark Lawrence one and the Robert Jackson Bennett, these are two series that I would really recommend, so do with that what you will. But those are all the books. I feel like it really wasn't that many. I feel like I must be missing books, but I'm not. I checked my journals and this is everything, and I feel like this is really good for me. Like I'm quite impressed with myself. So that is the end. Please let me know if you've read any of these, if you're interested, and as I said at the start, what is a book that you've recently picked up? Please let me know in the comments below. I think if you've made it this far, we need to do the classic stack of books, because I have been talking about a few books. Not as many as I thought I would be, but definitely a few books. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, supporting me here on YouTube. I know so many of you are always commenting in my videos and things, and I really appreciate it, and it has been absolutely lovely. So thank you. Thank you to everyone that takes the time to watch these videos, whether you comment or not, but I really appreciate it. And of course, I just want to take a moment to say an extra big thank you to my Patreons. All of your support over there means so much to me. I have absolutely loved it. I've loved doing exclusive videos and different polls and all sorts of things. So if you're ever interested in what we actually get up to on Patreon, you can have a look. It's always in the description below. That's everything. So if you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, everyone I've mentioned, Discord, Patreon, everything is linked below for you. And I will of course catch you in the very next video.